Hey friends, it's Romania Black. So we are on, sadly for now, the final video for the Untamed, and it is the behind the scenes bloopers, interviews, things. I went on Patreon and I've had so many requests for me to watch and react to behind the scenes things and different links. And there's just so much. There's so much content. I literally could do a whole channel just about the behind the scenes things. And as much as I want to do that, I want to move on to other shows. But I'm really sad about finishing the Untamed. And so I thought, okay, I can't watch all of them, but I want to watch like the greatest hits or some of the greatest ones. And so I went on Patreon and I asked patrons, I said, okay, if you guys can give me a list of what would be your picks to watch for behind the scenes, interviews, things like that, what would you pick? And I ended up with like 3.5 hours worth of content. So strap in. This is going to be a long video. On YouTube, it's not going to look very long because I'm going to have to edit it down to just this opening, introduction, and the conclusion. So on YouTube, this is going to look like a 10-minute video, but then when you open it up, it's like the TARDIS, and it opens up and it's huge. So we've got like 3.5 hours worth of material to go through today. It's going to be a long video, but I'm really excited. So I waited till this weekend. It's actually supposed to be posted tomorrow onto Patreon, so I'm cutting it really close. But I was like, no, it's fine. It's my birthday today, so I was like, you know what? What better way to celebrate one's birthday than to wake up, pour yourself a big glass of coffee, and sit here for 3.5 hours and watch the Untamed behind-the-scenes things with our boys. I can't think of much better. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. But yeah, it's going to be our kind of our rounding out our Untamed stuff for now. And then we'll start Heaven Official's Blessing and then get on to other MXTX works. And so that'll be a lot of fun too. We are going to have a live stream either the 14th or 15th. I'm going to update the community post here on YouTube and Patreon when I figure out exactly which day it is. I'm still trying to work out the kinks of that. But it'll be one of those days. So if you get a chance to stop in either the 14th or 15th, whenever that chat is, that live stream, we'll be talking about Model Zushi and the Untamed. That would be awesome if you get a chance to stop in, and we'll just chat about that for a while. And then, since it is the end of that series, and then we'll go on to Heaven Official's Blessing. So, fun times. But yeah, oh man, we've got so many things. I made my own playlist. I made a playlist of all the videos that were ascribed by these following individuals. So I have like a list of patrons. So thank you to Ventersfart, Anime Annie, blah 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 blah, Biu, Tony Simi, Reiki, Kotaru 14, and Ivan is Ida. Thank you all so much for this extensive list. There was so much in fact that I had to really comb through and try to get. I probably could have added another 2 hours onto here, and I was like, no, let's just keep it 3.5. That's enough. But yeah, lots of stuff to go through, and the very first thing we're watching is like a bizarre interview with the Untamed actors. It's like 30 minutes, so it's a good chunk of this already. But it was this bizarre interview was on several people's lists, so I was like, okay, cool. I guess since everyone wants me to watch this, we'll start with it and then go from there. So it's all going to be out of order. It's all just going to be, I made the playlist based on everybody's recommendations, so I just hodgepodged it together. So it's going to be all over the place, but I'm excited to comment on these actors and behind the scenes stuff with y'all, and it should be a lot of fun to react to. So there's crack videos in here. There's different things. It's like a kind of a big conglomerate of, okay, you've made it through the Untamed. Now here you go. So I'm really excited, y'all. I hope you all are too, but let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right in, shall we? So I'm ready to finish off the Untamed with these behind the scenes interviews and other crack videos that y'all on Patreon have recommended. So we'll see, but let's not waste any more time. We're going to start this here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Oh my gosh. So it ended up not being 3.5 hours because there was probably 3 videos on here that I did not watch that were on my playlist, only because when I put this playlist together, I didn't watch the videos because I didn't want to be spoiled. I just wanted to start into this and just go straight into it. And so I didn't watch them. And so when I started going through the playlist, I realized that there were 3 videos on here that were just repeats of the bizarre interview, of Yibo and Zon on the boat when they're bickering back and forth, and then of the camera work when they're behind the scenes, like when they steal each other's, when they keep stealing Gigli's camera and doing that. So I didn't watch those videos, and that if I'd watched those 3 again, it would have tallied up to be about 3.5 hours. But 3 hours is enough time, right? Oh my gosh. These were so good. I'm really glad that you all had me watch these behind the scenes and stuff. They give, I won't lie, like I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. And so when they did the Lord of the Rings movies, they have the commentary tracks. They had lots of behind the scenes work too. And it kind of reminds me a lot of this, because when you work on a series that's this intricate and detailed in 50 episodes, and there's no telling how many months they filmed this, when you're with that ensemble cast, you get to know and to grow with them. And so it's so cool seeing them all behind the scenes, like being friends and like talking with one another and goofing off and just being normal people, like on a set for a film. If you've ever done theater, you kind of know that experience, but just getting to be with a group of people for an extended period of time and knowing what that feels like, that's so cool. And it just makes me, I know that this is like, I'm sure the tip of the iceberg with all that's out there. And so now, I'm sure on the Discord for patrons, you guys will share a bunch of links. And now I feel like in my spare time, I'm going to probably jump down the rabbit hole and look up more of these behind the scenes. Because now most of these dealt with Zon and Yibo, because they're obviously Wanji and Wushin. But like watching the last couple videos, I wanted to see more with like Yao's actor, more with like Yang and Jingshin's actor, more with Ji Lee, more with Yu Bin, like more with them, because they're really, really cool. And oh my god, Yu Bin is like a cinnamon bun. I love him. Like all his stuff behind the scenes, especially the Bazaar interview. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh. And then even like Ji Lee and Yao's actor, like they're so professional and cool. Like it's so neat. And just seeing these characters like interact with one another, it's really, really fascinating. I really like the behind the scenes of seeing them filming and just all that went into, because when you see the shot on screen, it looks so good. And then you see like all the work leading up to filming that one moment, that one take they end up using is just, it's so cool. I'm probably the most impressed with the fact that even though like Yibo's voice does not sound like Wanji's like in real life, but I'm impressed of how like Zon's voice and even some of the other actors, their voices, like Yao's actor and even Jishin's, their voices, even though they're not the voice that's used, it's dubbed over, it sounds kind of similar though, so it's kind of crazy. Like Yan Li's does not sound like her, and Yibo's does not. Chang's voice actor sounds a little bit, and so does Yu Bin. And then obviously Ji Lee is voicing his own character, so that one works. But it's interesting to see that. And then, God, I get the whole bit where y'all are like Zon and Yibo, like that relationship. But if you're filming those two characters in their role, then yeah, you guys are going to get close like that on set. And that's really, really neat. This was just so much fun. I've sat here for 3 hours watching it. And it's like the best way to start my morning. I was like, okay, I've started the day watching the Untamed behind the scenes stuff. Now I can go on and grade papers and do other things today. But yeah, oh my gosh. I loved all those. I really liked, the Bazaar interview was great, but I usually like cast interviews like that where they all play off of each other. That was really good. Oh my gosh. Like I think my favorite scenes though were like when Yu Bin and Ching's actress was just sitting there doing like the dance, like the sibling dance and everything, like the cutesy stuff with them. That was really cool. That video was really good. And then just the banter back and forth with the characters and just them singing and just showing what they do behind the scenes, like teaching each other how to dance. Like that's really cool. I love that Yan Li's actress was teaching, Zon the different dancings. Zon Bro is amazing. It's amazing. I love Yu Bin's dark humor. Like that was probably my favorite. Like I feel like Yu Bin and we would have fun, like just goofing off and having like dark humorous jokes. Like that was really good. I liked it a lot. And then Jingshin's actor, he's so young and like such a pretty, beautiful dancer. Like what? I wanted to see him and Yao have a dance off. The one thing was we didn't get to see Yibo and Zon do a dance off. I was like, I want to see it so bad. But oh my gosh. And then all the food. Now I'm hungry and it's almost time for lunch. So it's good timing. We just sat there watching a video about them eating for and try and find food, and now I'm hungry. So now I get to go have lunch after sitting here and watching this. But I'm so happy that y'all on Patreon sent me these links. There's still so much. I've saved the list that y'all have sent. I've saved them all. I couldn't get to every video because we'd be here for like 6 hours. But now I'm like, okay, I've jumped down the rabbit hole. It's all downhill from here. I'm just going to watch all these videos now. Oh my God. But yeah, so this the YouTube edit of this will look like it's 10 minutes long. And you're like, well, what did Romania watch behind the scenes? And then you open up, it's like, here's all the things. But it was cold, and so I had to wrap myself up, but now I'm all warmed up. So again, thank you all. When I started Modao Zushi, I did not think I was going to watch the Untamed because I was like, it's live action. I've never really reacted to a live action Don Mai before. I don't know. And I'm so glad that y'all convinced me to. I'm so glad that you guys requested it so much. I definitely will talk about it in the live stream when we get to it this coming weekend, but we'll talk about it there. But yeah, I am definitely looking forward to, as this is on Patreon, it'll be this weekend. But by the time y'all see this on YouTube, it will have already, we will already have been through the live stream. So I'm going to reiterate it there as well. But I'm really excited now that the Untamed and Modao Zushi is officially finished. I've got that finished. The only thing I have left to do is read the official novel versions when I get to them. But I am going to start having Official's Blessing on Mondays. And then after that, we'll talk as we get closer to the end of the Donghua, what to do about the novel and things like that. And then I'll be doing Scum Villain Self-Saving System, doing the Donghua for it and the novel. And then after that, I've talked about it. I think that after I do all of MXTX's works, I still want to make Mondays like Don Mai, Donghua Mondays. So from there, I think, like, I know so many people have requested Word of Honor, and so many people have requested like different Donghua. So I think that Mondays we'll do a poll on Patreon, but Mondays will be specifically for Donghua and Don Mai for a while, because there's so many that I want to watch, and I want to dedicate that specific day. Start out our week with some good Don Mai and Donghua, because it's been so much fun doing that with Modao Zushi now. I don't want to end it anytime soon. So this was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed watching these, and now I am going to jump down the rabbit hole and watch more. So, but yeah, but thank you all so much for watching with me. I know this was a very long reaction, long video, but if you've stuck with me this long, I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for the kind words and the comments. If you support me on Patreon, thank you so much. Hopefully you all like the future Donghua and Don Mai that I look at and react to. I'm really, really excited. But those of you watching this on YouTube only, hopefully you all got to see the live stream. But if not, I'm going to post the live stream on YouTube for those that can and can't make it. I'm really excited to talk about these shows one more time with you all and having a conversation about it before moving on to a Heaven Official's Blessing. So with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with more MX.